Oh, hey, what's up, guys? So another day on this thing, and I know I haven't really uploaded any video lately, and mostly it's because I don't know why, but mostly oh man, these brakes are so locked up. Well, the good news is it won't move at all, which, you know, it is heavy, but it ain't that damn heavy. I don't know if it's because the tires are flat or what, but I'm going to go ahead and get some air in them and try and get this thing to move. Maybe there's enough air in them tires to make this thing move forward. Wow, that's really, really heavy. This caliper right here is locked up for sure, but we'll see what putting a little bit of, I'll see if I can't put a little mojo in it. Well, I moved it 6 inches. Is that enough, you think? Oh man, both locked up pretty much. Yeah, crazy. Probably end up putting new calipers on it. So we took these brake hoses off. So what we'll do is put the brake hoses back on both sides, and we'll run new brake lines from this side over to that side. Get those hooked up, and we'll try and bleed the brakes. I think I'm going to change the way I have this routed, and I think I'll come down underneath, across in front of the starter, down and underneath, and put a T in the middle. But we'll have to see how that works out. These don't look that old, like maybe he did the brakes at one point in time, but they've just been, things been sitting outside, exposed to the elements. I really got to just spend a whole day cleaning the shop. it sucks not having any local guys that like to hang out, you know. Not saying that it's good to use people like that, but it is nice to have people who want to hang out and do what you do, you know. Maybe it'll maybe that'll help. Finger's still a little sore. You know, fingernail's black, of course, and the pad's black too. So I'm not really sure how that's going to work out. First is I'll take these, I'll put these brake hoses on. And you know, we may end up putting new calipers on. And so we'll have to take these brake hoses back off, but the important thing is we're gonna get these lines up and see if we can bleed these out. I don't know what you can see, nothing probably. The other thing that would be nice, the cameraman, but you know, I can't afford to pay anybody to do it, and I don't have anybody saying, oh man, let me be your cameraman for free. So yeah, I think I just located that missing brass ferrule, and so if I get this hose to start, all right, that looks good. So we'll go to the other side and do the same thing. I think I'm going to go, when I go to Rome, that's Rome, Georgia, not Rome, Alabama, not Rome, Turkey, or Rome, Italy, Rome, Georgia. When I go to Rome, Georgia next, it's like 20 minutes from me, I'm going to get some more fans. Not fans like people that like to watch my stuff. I mean fans like, you know, that blow air. Because it's super hot out here. I'm trying to see what it's going to take to put AC and heat in the shop. It's going to be more than I want to spend, and mostly because I'd rather spend the money on parts and stuff, on parts for Crystal and Trisha and Hell's Bell and the van, and now I'm gonna do something with the Trailblazer as well. But I really would like to have air conditioning. We'll see how it goes. It's a lot of money. Okay, let me get that other line. So where's I going with that? You know, I bought these brake hoses and some brake lines and some fittings, and you know, I didn't really want to spend the money on that, but this chassis may end up working out, you know, and I just want to make this thing move under its own power. And And in order for me to do it, I have to be able to stop it. Now this thing probably needs calipers, and I will do the brakes. I will put calipers and rotors and all that stuff on it once I know that I'm going to keep this chassis. And in order for me to know that I'm going to keep this chassis, I have to be able to get it moving under its own power and see how the chassis responds. I mean, this thing could fold right in half. It's not in very good shape, and it has a bunch of power. And so I could just, you know, I could just spend the money, do the brakes, you know, do all of it, you know, wheel bearings and drums and rotors and pads and calipers and shoes and wheel cylinders. And I could just do that all right off the bat and spend, you know, $500-600 making the brakes perfect. I did buy a new Hydro Boost, and I wasn't happy about spending that $250. But like I said, I got the power steering working. I want the brakes to work, power brakes to work. I want to back this thing out of the shop, drive it around a little bit. I'm trying to get a guy. Look, I have never in my life had so much of a hard time spending $2,000 before. And I know the radiator for this is going to cost like $2 grand. And I hit up a guy who I thought was in the business of making radiators, and I showed him the truck, and I'm like, hey, this is what I'm working on. And he wasn't even interested much in the job, but he said, yeah, let me I've never done one that big, but let me get a price on a core and I'll get back to you on Monday. And so Monday came and went, and I hit him up a couple days later. No response, no response, no response, no response. I even tagged him on a post. And then I guess, you know, I guess the $3 grand I've already spent at his shop isn't enough to get me any credibility on a custom radiator. So I was like, okay, this guy doesn't want to build it. That's fine. You know, it's probably only $2,000, maybe $2,500, and maybe he's just too busy, you know, playing around with his custom stuff he wants, and you know, that's his prerogative. And you know, I just wish the guy would have been like, you know, I'm just not interested, rather than just dick me off. But whatever, no big deal. So I asked around. I got a recommendation for this custom radiator guy. He builds race car radiators, and I says to him, hey man, this is what I want. And I gave him measurements, drew it out for him. He's like, oh yeah, let me get a price on a core. And I said, well, just for, you know, shits and gigs, if you get a price on a core and I decide I want to do it, how long does it take to make this radiator? Because, you know, I don't know, maybe it takes 20 weeks. And he's like, oh, no big deal. I should have the core in a week, and you know, just bang it out. And I'm like, heck yeah, this dude, he wants to make some money. And that's the type of dude I'm trying to work with, is a dude that wants to make some money and bang out a radiator. So I said, okay, let's do it. And this was 3 weeks ago. And, you know, I messaged him every few days, because, you know, I don't want to be a dick. And, you know, people forget stuff sometimes. And so I was like, hey, dude, just checking in. He's like, oh, I'm waiting on a quote for the core. And I'm like, oh, that's cool, you know. Let me know. And he's like, oh, sure will. And so fast forward, another week goes by. I hit him up. He's like, oh yeah, I got a quote on the core. The core is going to be 14, or I got a quote on the core. And I'm like, oh yeah, how much is that? And he's like, $1,400. And I'm like, oh, is that for just for the core, or is that the whole job, 1,400? And he ducked it. He didn't tell me. He didn't say either way. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care, because I was planning on spending $2K. So You know, if he charged me $2,000, $2,500, whatever. And so I'm like, all right, well, let's do it. I'm like, do you need me to give you the $1,400 via credit card? And he says, I'll get that Monday. I'm like, okay, you know, the guy's busy. He ain't got time to run in the office and take my money. Maybe he'll order the core, you know? And so Monday goes by, Tuesday goes by, Wednesday goes by. Send me or text, hey, what's up? Nothing. Thursday goes by, Friday goes by. It's Saturday today. Send him a text, hey, where are we at? Just checking in. Nothing. So what the fuck? You know, how hard is it to spend $2,000? I mean, if you make radiators for a fucking living, and you make radiators that are, you know, $200, $300, $400, $500, $600, and a guy says, hey, you want to make me a $2,000 radiator? Wouldn't you want to do it? And if you didn't want to do it, like, you know, you're scared of it or whatever, wouldn't you just tell the fucking guy, hey, I can't do it? I mean, I just don't understand. I'm not like that, you know, myself. I just don't dick people over. All right, well, that'll probably hold it. This thing's super heavy, and I hate putting it on my hoist, although my hoist is a 9,000 pounder, so it should hold it. It still just makes me nervous getting up under it. I just need to take a couple of these clips off and move this brake line out of it. Got to run some new brake lines over there. Oh, I forgot to take that off. So I gotta go back down, take that thing off. What I gotta do, I gotta take its front motor mount off, jack the motor up a little bit, get the board out from under it, relocate that motor mount, because the engine slid back at some point in time while I was dinking around with it, and so it's on a weird angle. So I gotta fix that, like my temporary gas tank, because I thought I was going to drive this thing last time I was home. But that didn't happen. No brakes. So that's what started this whole trip. So I'm going to take that line off. If I got air conditioning put in out here, I'd probably switch to jeans and, you know, some protective gear, but it is so hot. It's just not any fun being out here. Okay. All right. So all right. So I'm gonna come down here like this. Then we're going to go up along here. And then I'm just guessing. Like that. Like that. Start that nut in the fitting. It doesn't look like it's where it needs to be. Yeah, let me put the strip loop in. See? Check. I think that what I'll do now is let this thing down. This brake line's fine. This rubber line gets stretched to the maximum because it's in a loop back here for some frickin' reason. Which I'm not really sure why, but I'm going to unloop it right now. I don't know what that was all about. All right. Now I think I can come down. Sorry about that. I had a little twist. A little hitch in my giddy up. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that off. Go down just a little bit more. Okay. Pump, hold. Pump, hold. Pump, hold. Pump, hold. You got it holding? Pump. Keep pumping. Hold it. I see the problem. I have omitted tightening one of the fittings. Hold. Pump. How's the pedal? How's the pedal? Hold. Okay, pump. Push down, hold it. We're getting there now. Pump. Push down, hold it. Keep holding it. How's the brake pedal feel?
It just went all over the floor.
Right now, pump it up. How's it feel? Feels like it has brakes? Is it okay? What broke off at how much? Oh shit, of course. Yep, ruined. So anyways, all the cursing, I had the fender to Trisha sitting up on the back of this and it fell off and of course it broke it. So there's that. So on the good end of everything, the brakes work. Might need, the back brakes might need bled. And we'll probably do that here in a second. These calipers are stuck. So it's gonna need these taken off and cleaned. And probably new calipers. Yeah. I might be able to just pry them back and push them forward, pry them back and push them forward and get them working. I got to recover from ruining Trisha's fender real quick. I meant hold it, meaning pause. Trying to save this caliper, but it's not going to happen.